Alderman Bosley. Alderman Kennedy.
Here.
Alderman Conway. Alderwoman Cruzen. Alderman Moore. Alderwoman Davis. Alderman French. Present. Alderman Carter.
Present.
Alderman Coder.
Here.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Present.
Alderman Green. Chairman Roddy.
Present.
We have 7 present and we have a quorum.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we take up Board Bill 136.
It's been moved,
Second?
it's been moved and seconded. By way of explanation, I believe the Alderman from the 8th is going to have to leave in a couple minutes, so he wanted to get a roll call in before he left. So with that in mind, if there's no further discussion on the motion, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Kennedy.
Aye.
We're just taking it to board bill.
Just take, it's a,
Yeah.
E and G appointment.
Alderman Conway.
You want
Yes, just taking it up. You know.
Alderman French. Alderman Carter.
Aye.
Alderman Coder.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Chairman Roddy.
aye.
We have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
All right. Madam Director, if you'd like to step up, and I saw some emails. I have to admit, I did not check all the exhibits. I looked at a couple of them, but I presume at this point, everybody's got what they wanted.
Are there any questions on the exhibits?
That were,
Alderman?
you're talking about the ones that were sent?
Yes.
Email?
Yes.
I appreciated it.
Uh-huh.
And you were trying to answer the questions that were raised.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I don't have a question on the exhibit. I do have a question on one of the items.
Sure.
Why don't we, any other questions on the exhibits that were emailed to everyone? If, seeing no questions on the exhibits, Alderman from the 18th, you're recognized on questions on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The monies for the St. Louis Public Schools, is that the program they have now in lieu of the old community school?
Yes.
program?
Yes.
And the amount in here isn't it lower than what they got last?
It is. They have some money left over. They haven't been spending as quickly as they had anticipated. So actually for 2017, they'll have about $90,000 because they have half of their money from this year still available for the next year.
Okay. And do you remember how much they got last year?
It's actually on one of these. So one of the exhibits. Let me check here. They received $85,000 last year. So there'll actually be about $90,000 for 2017.
Was it that they had started? I know they're on a different, like, fiscal year or something like that.
Yes, they're on a different fiscal year. They actually didn't rate very well during the application process, and so we're going to give them enough to go through 2017, and so when they apply for 2018, we'll give them a whole calendar year as long as they rate well.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any other questions for our Director? Alderman from the 8th?
No.
Alderman from the 21st?
Pass.
Alderman from the 27th?
I'm a pass for a second, too. I'm sorry.
Alderwoman from the 20th?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Madam Director. And I have to admit, I haven't had an opportunity to go through all these in great detail, but I do want to thank you for meeting up with me yesterday and discussing some of it. I noticed in the proposed different allotments from last year to this year, we have quite a few that see significant changes, increases. Were there also programs that were funded last year that were not funded this year?
There were programs that didn't apply this year.
Right?
So we have Housing Resource Center, for instance. They received money last year but didn't apply this year.
Okay.
Do you have any specific examples I can go over with you?
I was just curious, on a cursory view, it looked as though quite a few programs were receiving new funding or additional funding, and I didn't since there isn't a net increase in funding overall, I assumed to balance that there had to be programs that didn't receive funding that did last year.
Right.
But we don't need to belabor that point. It was just something I noted. Again, I haven't gone through all these in detail, so. Yeah. That's all I have for now, Mr. Chairman.
Alderman from the 7th, I'm sorry, I jumped over you on the seniority list here.
No questions right now, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, there are no questions. We're going to circle back and pick up the Alderman from the 27th.
Thank you. I'm sorry, because I missed the first meeting. So you probably already answered this, but with the Harambe Tuck Point program, would that be serving all of the city
No,
or just a portion?
No, in the map, one of the maps that I sent
The map that you
out,
sent, okay.
There's, especially on the one that's titled Location-Specific Service Areas with Harambe, it's highlighted in yellow, so I can actually give you this copy if it would.
That'd be
help you.
great if I could just see it real fast. I know you said it, and I haven't, right? Okay.
Depending upon how long you stay down here, seniority can mean a lot.
Okay, and for the senior minor, the minor home repair program, how many people would this possibly serve, the 490,000?
Okay, I'm going to have Bill come up and give you some statistics.
Okay.
Citywide, it's a citywide program, so last year they served 526 people citywide.
Okay.
So
And,
roughly they're projecting about the same amount for
okay.
2016, and then 2017, we think that'll continue.
And did we give the Urban League, did they have money last year for home repair?
No.
This is new, right?
This is new.
And is this is in addition to what they already do? Because I know that they did some last year, last minute, but I don't know where the money came from.
Well, they have a weatherization program that's funded by the Federal
That's
Department of
right,
Energy.
right.
So one of the things they're going to do is, to the extent that people qualify for both funding sources, ours and the weatherization funds, they're going to couple those two programs together.
Okay. So folks will be able to get windows, weatherization, along with minor home repair?
Yeah, they won't replace, the weatherization program typically does not replace all the windows. They may replace the ones that are worse and that
Worse,
where they're,
right.
losing the most air.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
No other questions? Seeing no questions, the chair will entertain a motion that we pass out of committee Board Bill number 136.
Second.
At first, I need a first.
So moved.
So it's been moved by the Alderman from the 7th.
Second.
Now it's seconded by the Alderman from the 27th. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Kennedy?
Aye.
Alderman Conway?
Aye.
Alderman French?
Aye.
Alderman Carter?
Aye.
Alderman Coder?
Aye.
Alderman Spencer? Chairman Roddy?
Aye.
We have 7 ayes and 0 noes.
Great, well, I think our business is done here today. We have a meeting on the next week, is that right? And do we have,
Okay.
I think we're expecting some board bills for that meeting, but if we don't, we'll cancel it.
I waited here longer than what the meeting took. I came at like 8:19.
Okay. It is on next Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That was great.
Yeah.